so to speak. But we're now streaming, so let's see if it actually works.
I'm still hungry. I need something to eat.
Is this working? Right, okay, it is. How do I turn down game audio? So this is meant to be a new headset, so I mean, so I can actually hear myself speak, so that's good. But at the same time, I want to keep the chat open so I can actually see if anyone's commentating. I doubt it will. It's quite early, but yeah. Hello, it's me again. Possibly coming in. I'm can't lie. I'm not feeling that good today. Yeah, not really feeling too well. So it's just a case of we'll stream until but I don't even know what caused it, because I've been a bit under the weather for a couple of, like, on off for a little while, and it's really annoying me, because obviously I've got the show coming up. It's like I don't want to get ill before Tech Week, and bearing in mind our Tech Week technically only lasts 2 days, because we're going to be doing our dress rehearsal on the Wednesday that week, and then go live on the Thursday. It's normally, I mean, or to be fair, that's nothing really new. That's actually not new. Most shows tend to start on the Thursday and carry through to Saturday. Sometimes you do get the odd show that's on a Sunday. In fact, I think my last Crucible one was on a Sunday. We had Stage Combat the next day, and obviously I went out for it. But yeah, we're streaming. Yes, it's Lego Marvel again. I can't bother playing Rivals. I've had a couple of days off it, and it's been much needed, because that game just does my head in. Although I am excited for the anniversary events that are coming up. I know the game celebrates its first 1 year anniversary, which it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I've got high hopes for it. Ideally, I'd hope they bring back any skins that you might have missed out on because you couldn't get. I know you can go back and buy battle passes, but at the same time, I don't really want to. I have only just finished this one, and obviously season 5 is going to start at the end of next week. So, you know. But with that being said, I think it's going to be good. I'm just ready for the new season. I kind of get this at times where, you know, the season's close to finishing, and it's like, well, I've done the battle pass, I've had a go with Daredevil. I now have a challenge between me and my brother, which I'm not going to go into. It's just something between me and him. But basically, I have to get Daredevil for Christmas. Otherwise there's a forfeit. The forfeit, I don't really want to disclose. It's nothing dodgy, it's just, yeah. But that being said, I'm just ready for the new season to start and to try out the next 2 characters, which are rumoured to be Rogue and Gambit, which I'm all in favour of. I don't mind when a pairing will come in a season. I know obviously they will be released. Rogue's probably coming this month, and Gambit probably at the end of the year, which I don't really mind that, to be fair. It's quite fitting actually, given that a year from now, or like almost a year from now, we'll be on Avengers Doomsday, and I know Channing Tatum's reprising his role in that film, which is going to be awesome. So having Gambit like a year before just kind of feels right, feels quite fitting. But yeah. Oh, my apologies. But it's yeah. I was tempted not to stream tonight, but I figured I'm not really doing anything. I'm not going out or anything. I thought I'd get one stream in. I'm still So plans did change regarding the 15th because I did announce that I wasn't going to be streaming on the 15th. That's now changed. I think I'm just going to take that night off. I treat it like a job. It's not a job. I stream because I want to, and who knows, my opinion might change. You know, I'm not leaving anything set in stone, but because I've already said that I'm not, most likely not going to stream, I might just stick to that and, I don't know, run some lines maybe. I say that, I think I know them, it's just the cues and the specific lines, getting them right. I'm pretty confident with them, to be fair. It's just the order of things, especially when you're listing off certain things, you might get the listings wrong when you're doing like quite long speeches. But yeah, God, I'm really tired. My sleep has been abysmal lately. It's come down to well, very poor sleep hygiene, but also just some horrible brain not shutting off situations, like bad dreams, and it's just been horrible, I can't lie. It's been a rough couple of nights, and you might hear it in the sound of my voice. I hope you don't. I'd rather people just think, oh, he's being a drama queen, than actually hear me sound quite rough. But yeah. I don't even know what to talk about, because I spoke about most things. I mean, I'll probably wait till... I won't start any talks about soap operas and stuff like that, because... Not just because Godfather of Soap Centre City's not here, but also I just haven't been watching. I can't lie. It's been a chore to get through an episode of EastEnders the last couple of weeks, so I'm just kind of done for now. I'm kind of... I mean, I always said I'd stop watching the show after Danny Dyer left, and to be fair, he's been gone 3 years and still be tuning in, so they're quite lucky in that regard. No, I'm joking. My one like, you know, body watching the show, it just doesn't make a difference. That show will be consumed by millions of people every single night, so as far as I'm concerned, me tapping out is not the end of the world. Not that I regard myself as that important. I'm not. I'm just a guy. Just one simple guy. But, yeah. To be honest, there's not really been much I've actually been interested in watching. Only Murders in the Building finished its 5th season, and thought that was really good. I really enjoyed that show. I actually made a video on it a couple of years ago. 2022, I think it was, about 3 years ago. I made a video talking about how I started watching Only Murders in the Building, and I just became hooked. I was really invested, and I've been watching it ever since. And to be fair, I quite enjoy the show. It's a great show. I do keep thinking that it's going to have to wrap up soon before they start losing plot points. I think the fact they're going to London is probably a step in the right direction. The 5th season kind of felt like it could have been a good place to wrap things up from there, you know, with the whole Battle of the Arconia subplot, and Lester being the doorman that died. But this one does feel like a bit of a full circle one as well, because the podcaster that inspired Mabel, Oliver and Charles, Cinder Canning, is now the one that's been killed, so investigating her murder kind of does feel like a full one. I sound like I want it to end. I don't, but at the same time, you know, Steve Martin is he's in his like 80s now. It's one of them things. It can't go on forever. And also, being a fan of The Walking Dead, I've come to appreciate when a show probably should end. rather than, you know, drag it out for as long as we can. The Walking Dead, to be fair, I wouldn't have actually minded if they never made it to the Commonwealth arc, because I just don't think it was the greatest. I still enjoyed the series finale and the return of Rick and Michonne and all that, but at the same time, I just don't really feel that compelled to keep up with it anymore. You know, I watched The Ones Who Live, loved that show, and now I'm just like, well, that's that. And until they bring Rick back again, I'm probably not that bothered. And I get the whole like Daryl Dixon hype, but at the same time, he kind of became the lead of the show after Rick left. So it's like, you know, he was there from the start to the very end. I don't really need to see any more. Obviously, and there was no stakes anyway. There was no stakes to that character because they announced, right when they announced the series was ending, they announced the spin-off. I'm like, well, obviously he's going to survive then. So there's no stakes for Daryl Dixon as a character. Which is kind of disappointing at times, but at the same time, it's not the end of the world. It's not the be-all and end-all at all. But yeah, I just haven't been watching. Obviously, Daredevil Born Again Season 2 comes out next March. I can't wait for that. That's going to be brilliant. I'm going to have such a fun time with that. But other things, I'm just not that bothered. I'm really not that bothered. I think there'll come a point where I do decide to make a start on my Avenger marathon, which I'm going to talk a bit about because I want to do my own like little prep series for Doomsday next year. It make more sense with Secret Wars because I strongly suspect that Secret Wars will be the final, but there's nothing saying I can't do it again with Secret Wars. And to be fair, this is the first Avengers movie of the 2020s. The last one came out in 2019. In fact, all of them came out during the 2010s, so it's the first one of the 2020s, which obviously given the sort of, and I don't want to kind of go too far into this because I don't want to, you know, start a lynch mob after me, but with the way that society sort of developed since 2019, and particularly with COVID, it's going to be interesting seeing how, you know, the film's received. I'm hoping it's going to be good, and I'm hoping it's going to be well received, because I'm so sick and tired of this let's just constantly bash on Marvel bandwagon. And whilst I completely get if you don't enjoy something, sometimes it does just feel like the easy option just to hate on it. It's like, it makes me feel like I'm a kid again, pretending that I like Marvel, or pretending that I don't like something. Or just not speaking about my opinion on it. These days, I don't really care what other people think with regards to fictional stuff, because it is just fiction at the end of the day. But at the same time, I do want to be able to express my enjoyment for something. And the thing is, I do often share, you know, opinions, like, you know, things like She-Hulk and the Eternals I weren't a fan of. But then you get things like, or Born Again, which I absolutely adore and people have to bash on. I really enjoyed the Hawkeye series. I think that's one of Marvel's better TV shows, if I'm being honest with you. Not saying it's like the best, but it's good. It's pretty good. I quite enjoyed that run, especially as like a Christmas tie-in. I love Christmas specials. I have them since I was a kid. I love the Guardians holiday special. I love the Hawkeye series based at Christmas. I love the ending of No Way Home, which was tied in at Christmas. I love that kind of thing, even if I'm not the most Christmassy person anymore. With age and life, I do just feel like it's one of those things where I can appreciate it from a fictional perspective, and I can appreciate the sort of Christmas spirit in fiction. That's why often the build up to Christmas is when I'm watching things like, you know, Christmas Carol, Home Alone, and all those classic films and TV shows. But yeah, with regards to like content, please expect no content over the Christmas break. I am actively like I am actively like trying to put in this thing where I just spend time with family whenever I'm back home. So I don't post, I don't vlog, I don't even post in the community page. Like I said I was going to use it and I didn't. I think I used it once to maybe... I did a couple of Telltale fight scene polls and I did my PS5 like reveal there. The day I bought my PS5, which is still one of the coolest days I've had in the last sort of 5 years. I can't lie, that was a good day. Picking up my PS5, that was fantastic. But yeah. Oh, in terms of massive like gaming news, GTA 6 got delayed again. So anyone that made any bets that it was going to get delayed again, well done. Well done. That's you probably made a few quid off that. I'm not surprised. I'm also very disappointed. Like, this is the first delay announcement I've been quite disappointed about, because most of the time I'm quite understanding when it comes to delays, because they want to get it right, they want to polish it, but at the same time they've had 13 years to do it. They have had 13 years to get this right. Or it's just over 12 years now, but by the time it comes out, they'll have 13 years. Yes, technology has expanded, and I do understand the delay from the leaks. Because I know Rockstar, much like Insomniac, they had a cyber attack a few years ago where details about GTA 6 was leaked, including the main protagonist being both a male and female. You know, there's so much returning to Vice City. I get it. I absolutely get it. However, this most recent delay, I'm just gutted about. Like, I'm really upset about it. For those, like, my degree is expected to finish on the 22nd of May, which is just before my sister's birthday. Now, the good news for my sister is I'm probably going to make it home for her birthday, bearing in mind she turns 13, so, you know, it'd be nice to see her and all that. With that being said, GTA was meant to come out on the 26th of May. I was very excited. I was going to go pick up the game and just relax and wind down after completing my literal degree, and just enjoy the ride. I was going to play the game, I was going to play the story, and I was going to have a bloody good time. Almost swore then, thank God I didn't. But with that being said, it was like, it just, I don't know, I just felt really disappointed with GTA 6 being delayed. I had such like an exciting view on it. Like, I was going to play it as soon as it came out, and I might have even streamed it. I doubt I'm going to stream it now, because I'm going to be back home when I play it, and truthfully, I like to just, when I'm back home, I like to play games and talk to my family. That's, you know, that's the reason why I've not live streamed anything like God of War, Red Dead Redemption. That's why, because for me, those story-based games, I like to play with my family, or like, at least with my family around. So that was that. And I mean, I'm upset about it, but I'm trying to be understanding, because I don't want to, you know, just crap all over Rockstar, because I'm gonna say it. I think Rockstar might be the best game like developing, like the best game developers in the world. Like, the amount of games they've made that have been hit after hit after hit. Like, I love them. I absolutely adore Rockstar games. So I can understand why they've done it, but that doesn't make me any less upset, if that makes sense. But it is such a, you know, first world problem, that, to be fair. Oh, a game's been delayed. Oh, I feel kind of, I do feel kind of pathetic moaning about it, I can't lie.
That guy doesn't
I
look
do
so
feel a
good.
little bit pathetic and maybe like, that's cool. Yeah, I do feel a bit pathetic, but at the same time, it's only because I'm passionate about it. It's only because I want to play it that I care as much. And I feel like that's okay. It's okay to care about a game, or a film, or a TV show. Like, that's just my personal stance on it. But yeah, I'm hoping that it's going to be a good game, regardless, and I'm hoping it's going to break records as well. I think having it release in November time, when you know the Game Awards will be right around the corner, it's gonna be a huge game. It's probably going to be one of the biggest games of all time. In fact, I'd go as far as to say it's probably the biggest game of all time. Ambition-wise, you know, you're not only are you following on from GTA 5, but also Red Dead Redemption 2, which was insane. Like that game. Hey, Subtendency. Hope you're doing all right, mate. Hope you're doing all good. Like that game's going to be like astronomically massive. So I can sort of justify my own disappointment by the fact that it's going to be delayed and it is going to be a while until we get it. You know, no matter how sad it is. But yeah, I hope you're doing okay, Soap Center City. Probably going to be a shorter stream tonight because truthfully, I am not feeling that good. I'm glad I went into uni because work needed to be done. But at the same time, I do think, like, you know, just a couple of days to just recuperate. That's why I'm glad it's the weekend, because I can just sort of relax for a bit. Oh, I'll get better, mate. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, I will be fine. I didn't want to stop that. Like, I didn't want to let that stop me streaming, just because I enjoy this. This is downtime for me, so if I can't even enjoy my downtime, then what can I do, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of get a bit annoyed with the idea of letting sickness get in the way of downtime, because if you're struggling to, like, enjoy your downtime, how are you meant to do the things you actually need to? Like, for me, at least learn lines, run teams. We actually did the fight scenes today for Death of the Salesman, which I'm very happy about. Honestly, despite me full-time returning, it's kind of hard to attend uni and look after family while running Soap Channel. I get you, mate. I get you. I do get you. Like, at the end of the day, your degree and, most importantly, your family will always come first. So even if it has to take like a week or two, or even like a month or two off, to focus on uni and your family, or I suppose it would be like your family then uni. It's something that it's got to be done. Like, you got to put your priorities, and I like this. Really should be YouTube, in my opinion. This is why I'd never consider a job in YouTube, because as enjoyable as it is, as soon as you start to depend on it, it becomes really hard to be self-motivated. And I've found that there's been some times where I found it with acting. I can't lie. Like, I love acting. It's my passion. It's the one thing I actually feel like I'm any good at. And yet, I still do get those days where I'm just absolutely burnt out and exhausted, and I just don't want to do it. But with that being said, it's like it's the thing I've invested all this money and time into, to the point where I want it to be my job. Therefore, I'm gonna force myself on the days where I don't feel that great. But something like this, it's like it's my downtime. It's how I just wind down. You know, fortunately I had a very good day today. We ran the fight scenes for Death of the Salesman. Well, I say fight scenes. I do throw a punch. I do punch my castmate in the face. Very different kind of punch to the one you see, but given the context and given the style, it's really, really cool. It's really good, and I can't wait to do it on show week, because fortunately I've got an incredible cast with the best cast I've ever worked with. No questions asked. An incredible cast, and my castmate who is playing my son Biff, he sells the punch brilliantly despite not having any like formal training in stage combat. He just does it naturally. I think I'm just going to take regular breaks on my channel. Yeah, honestly mate, go for it. Go for it. At the end of the day, like, you're only human, and you're only one person as well, just recording videos weeks ahead and releasing spontaneously. Why not? Why not, mate? That is, honestly, I think that is an amazing thing to do, because, you know, God forbid anyone who does YouTube full time wants a break, but also can't afford to, you know, just not upload anything. If you record video, like say like a week's worth of videos in one day, and then you decide, right, okay, rather than, you know, rather than do one video a day and make a bunch of videos in one day and then release them as and when, you know, you've done your week's work in one day. And that's the beauty of being self-employed. You can often work. I mean, there's obviously some things you do have to do. You do have to, you know, keep on top of certain things. But at the same time, God forbid you want Christmas Day off, rather than having to, you know, spend your Christmas Day making a video, you can just, with one click of a button, boom, you've got your Christmas special up. If you're making YouTube, like, it's such a cool, like, thing to really think about. I mean, at times it can be quite difficult, because say something big happens, you want to capture that moment live and you want to get it out as soon as, especially with like algorithm like purposes. But yeah, I do completely get you. Like, honestly, it is something that it does bear thinking about. Yeah. Yeah, I personally couldn't commit to a full-time YouTube job. In fact, I can tell you how much I'm not committed to it. I've been making YouTube videos for over 10.5 years now. I've never once made a penny off it. I think there's one video where I predict 40 quid or something. Just started my Dennis versus the Square video back up again, and I'm planning out Brendan versus the Vid. That's cool. I'm going to watch them both because I do love Dennis Rickman, and despite not being a Hollyoaks fan, I thought Brendan was a pretty cool character. I remember watching that fight between him and Warren, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. It almost felt like the entire budget. Sometimes Hollyoaks, for me, it feels like the entire budget goes on like one stunt, and then everything else just feels quite choppy. But at the same time, it's got its moments. You know, considering I've never sat and watched a full episode of Hollyoaks, I did watch the Hollyoaks latest episode. Obviously, less said about that one particular scene, the better. I know we spoke about it a bit in a live stream a few weeks ago, but I thought, you know what, I'll give it a watch, because I've never seen a soap episode like with certain language and certain things in it, and I just thought I'll give it a go, and I actually quite enjoyed it. I don't know, I'm not watching Hollyoaks on a regular now. I never have. I doubt I ever will. I don't want to talk about it too much, it's quite painful, but I had a lecturer at university who was a extra on Hollyoaks, and he was the biggest twat I've ever met. Excuse my language. He was an absolute, well, I say biggest twat, but not really. I've met people that have done far worse than him, but he was a twat. Like, he was not a good person. And to be quite frank, I watched his scene on Hollyoaks, and for the record, I'm not going to name drop him, despite the fact I do not like him. I still don't want to dox anyone, so this will be something you just have to take my word for. If you don't, that's fair enough. I'm not going to go out of my way to prove it, but at the same time, just think, why would I make it up? I was taught by one person who was on Hollyoaks, he's a guest lecturer, and he was just so full of himself, and quite inappropriate as well. But that's all I'm going to say on that one. I don't want any sort of, you know, legal issue or something like that. But yeah, I just feel like Hollyoaks is one of those shows where it's quite it feels quite low quality at times, but also it can be really good. I didn't like I don't like their obsession with traumatizing Frankie Osborne. Like, you've already gone and gave her one of the most messed up storylines you could possibly do. Unfortunately, I only say it's messed up because it is unfortunately something that actually happens. You know, sibling sexual abuse is a very serious and very underspoken about, you know, issue. It's disgusting. But at the same time, they've gone from that, and rather than giving Frankie like an actual sort of storyline recovering from that, which is never often seen, they went straight into the drugs and drug trafficking and sex exploitation story, which I thought, Jesus Christ, what is your obsession with traumatizing this poor girl? Like it, and now that guy who battered Mick / Johnny Clark, and obviously his mate who did that to Dodger, he's now involved with Frankie. I'm just like, what is your obsession? Like, where are you going to take it this time? Are you... Oh, it's just ridiculous. Like, I'm honestly sick and tired of how much they do, like how much of the heavy stuff they do. I say I'm sick. That's the wrong way to put it. No, that is. I do apologize. That is the wrong way of putting it. But at the same time, I'm sort of succumbed to it now. I'm not succumb. I don't know. I'm so sorry. I don't know what the words to describe it are. It just feels like it's too frequent. It's too frequent, and it's very difficult to watch. It's like, that's why I don't watch it, to be honest. I feel like they just kind of go a bit above and beyond sometimes, and that's when, truthfully, when Grace Black died, I was actually quite happy, just because I found that her to be such a repugnant character that I just couldn't have that, you know. I just couldn't. It's just, there's certain things you don't get redemption from, and I would rather, you know, go out. I'd rather just see him go out for good than have any sort of redemption. And speaking of the fucking Ravi story, man, God, that story. Hey mate, be right back. No problem, buddy. No problem. No problem at all. Yeah.
We should go check out that circus.
To be honest, TV, it hasn't been that great in general. I think there's just, I don't know, there's certain things that I haven't enjoyed. Also, the things I have enjoyed, like Only Murders, Daredevil, I'll sing their praises all to live one day, but, yeah. Also, speaking of which, I know Stranger Things is ending this year. I want to hear anyone, if anyone's here, right, give me your opinions. Is it worth watching Stranger Things after all of it has come out? Or start watching it, like, just like 2 weeks before the season, the start of the final season begins? Because personally, I would rather wait till it's all out, because I'm very busy at the moment, and I don't really have the time to commit to it. But, you know, if I do find time, then let me know what you think, because I'd like to give it a go. I mean, I've known about it since I was in school. I've literally known about it since I was in secondary school, at the start of secondary school as well. I believe it came out when I was in year 7, so I was very, very, very young. Either year 7 or year 8, one of those 2 years. Because I started year 8 in 2016. But it's one of those things, like, honestly, like, I've heard about it for such a long time, but I've never actually sat down and watched the full episode. Like, I know the characters, I know the different fights that happen throughout the show, because, you know, I love watching fight scenes. I mean, I've literally gone out of my way to do a course, which I didn't have to do, just to learn how to do that. But yeah, it's one of them things. It is one of them things, really. I love it. I absolutely love it. But I do want to watch the show. I do want to watch the show, especially because a lot of the actors who were quite well known on that show, I've seen them in other things. It's like, well, they're really good in those things, so I want to see the thing that they're known from the most, which is Stranger Things, like David Harbour, Sadie Sink, Joseph Quinn. I've just listed the ones who are who are either now joined or just joined the MCU. But yeah, I'm very excited for that. But yeah, oh, sugar lumps. I switched to a flyer. Doctor Strange. I don't know. I'm very tired at the moment. Very tired. To be honest, I am almost tempted to start wrapping things up now, but I've not even been going an hour, I don't think. Yeah, I'm not even going now, I've been going 37 minutes. Well, let's at least make it to an hour, and then we'll call it, because I'm just not in a good, you know, just not been my day. Well, no, it has, it's been a good day, it's just sickness-wise, it ain't been great. But yeah, I'm gonna change off Doctor Strange. Who else is like quite ridiculous? It's been a long day. Good one, but long. And I do promise the next stream will be a different game. I know the last 3 have all been Lego Marvel, but it's just a comfort game at this point. Don't be alarmed if you get any Lego Batman streams next year, because I'm very excited for that game. Although I feel like it's going to be much more than it's going to feel like a cozy game, but it's not, because it plays a lot like the Arkham games, which are very technically different to these kind of games. So in a way, whilst it's a Lego game, it's as much of a Batman Arkham game as it is a Lego Batman game, if that makes sense. Given its play style and its like open world, and yeah, these ones feel very combat heavy, so yeah, I'm interested to see how they're going to do it. I don't really know what, like, you know, because I spoke about, like, I started talking about a lot more Lego stuff as well, but truth be told, I've spoke about the most recent Lego sets and like sets that I bought this year. I'm not a Lego YouTuber though, so it's like I don't know if that people actually interested. I like talking about it because it's a hobby of mine. In fact, I would honestly say I've committed more to Lego than I have this channel. And that's nothing against anything or anyone, it's just, I love the hobby. It's such a fun hobby of building Lego. For me, I like to watch something that I'm building the set on, whether it's a film or TV show, or if it's like a non-licensed set, just stick anything on, like, you know. It's why I'd like to build. Hey, good to see you again. Hello, mate. It's good to see you. It's really good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing okay. It's good to be back. I do apologise if tonight is a shorter stream. I am not feeling too great, but at the same time, I'd like to come on for a bit, you know. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna just check my dates quickly. Bear with me. I'm not going anywhere, but I'm just gonna check my dates for a quick second, in case I had another update. No, never mind. I ain't gotta worry. Actually, no. Tell a lie. Friday the 28th, there won't be a stream. There won't be a stream on Friday the 28th. I am very busy on that day. And by busy, I mean celebrating the end of Death of the Salesman. So, take that one as you will. Hope you get better. Thank you, mate. I really appreciate that. That's really sweet. Thank you. To be honest, I've been fine. I've been like on off, but I've been like gradually fine. And then today, I just kind of like plopped, if that makes sense. Like I just kind of plopped. It was sickness. I don't know what happened. It's just been quite horrible. Well, actually, no, I do know what happened. I do know what happened. Bit personal, but basically, I'm one of these people, I don't cry often. So whenever I do cry, my body just kind of detoxes, and I end up feeling quite rough the following day, because it's not like a common thing for me. I say I've cried more in the last year than I have in a long time, but at the same time, I do feel like it's one of those things where, and I am okay, like I am genuinely okay, like, you know, it's one of those, it was going to happen at some point, given the time of year that it is, but at the same time, I thought, well, okay, so my sister, I'll be fine after that. No, it wasn't. I was awful last night. You know, coughing, spluttering, constant sneezes, and I'm saying that as if sneezing is such like a life-threatening thing. It's not, but you know, like you got a runny nose and your head's all, you know, mushed up. It's like, oh, it's horrible, and I've just kind of felt like that all day. But at the same time, it didn't impair my fight scene, like choreography performance at all. It didn't impair the rehearsal. It just meant the first half of the rehearsal was a lot slower because it was the morning and I had to kind of like work my way into it. But to be fair, everyone was really sweet because we had changes anyway. This is actually the first time we haven't actually rehearsed in the space, because the tech team, the tech department have been like plotting, which in theatre terms basically means, well, no, not plotting, rigging the lights, which, you know, I feel like that's quite self-explanatory. Sorry to hear that, mate. I hope things get much better for you. Thank you, I really appreciate that, and thank you for hopping along as well. It does mean a lot. It is good to see you, mate. Really good. Honestly, things will be alright. I think just get the weekend, use it as time to just relax and recuperate, and then you know, I might swivel streaming tomorrow, see how I feel. But at the same time, this is my downtime. I do this to relax. I do this to, you know, just be myself. And you know, it saves going out, saves getting wasted and wasting my money, wasting my life, wasting my health. I prefer doing this. So I would rather not skip out on a stream. Although I will say it has been kind of hard because it kind of mars my energy a bit. I feel like even if you've got like just a cold, because I feel like this is all this is. It does kind of mar your energy and it mars your ability to enjoy the stream as much. And for me, I feel like when you're not enjoying something, and I am, to be fair, I am enjoying the stream now, but I don't feel like I'm enjoying it as much as I could. So I'm kind of trading off a bit of energy. I mean, on the other side of that though, I'm not the most naturally energetic, buzzy person. I'm very much a mellow, constant state of zen kind of guy, unless I'm like feeling like heavily emotional over something, which is weird because I don't cry. I don't know. It's a really weird thing to explain, and that's why I see a therapist about it, because I can't explain these things myself. I just work on it. But yeah, yeah, it's been a productive day, to be fair, and I think that's another reason why I'm feeling a lot more like now, because of how productive it's been, how good it's been as well. But obviously, like when you slow down, that's when, unlike when the adrenaline slows down as well, that's when you know, that's absolutely understandable. Thank you. I do appreciate that. I do really appreciate that. And to be fair, I'll be back up and running in no time. The only thing I can see it's stopping me from streaming tomorrow is if I'm just too like depleted to actually say anything. Because sometimes when I get ill, I just don't want to say anything, and I can go entire days just speaking to no one and not even saying anything to myself. So that is a potential scenario, but I don't want it to come to that. I don't, because these streams are my way of interacting with people. I'm not the most sociable, like, going out person anymore. I don't really like it that much. I'm going to after Death of the Salesman, but that's only because I want to commemorate the work that I've done with my group and the work that we've done as a creative. It's like, I don't want to just be done with it and just never speak of it again. So it would be nice to just kind of do something for that, which is why there won't be a stream on the 28th. Yeah, I don't like crap excuses for not, it's just this thing of mine. I have this massive fear of letting people down, and if people are like expecting any streams, I don't want to let them down, because for me, it's not just a place for me. I want this to be a safe space for anyone that watches. I'd rather you just, if you've had a bad day and you want to just kind of sit somewhere and just, relax, I want it to be this place. I want it to be this stream and this sort of channel and community. Not that I have much of a community. I don't really do anything with it. But at the same time, it means a lot to me to offer that for people. Say they've had a bad day, they come here and they just feel a bit, or God forbid, anyone needs like advice or anything like that. I do like to try and help people as best as I can, or at least just listen to people, because sometimes I do feel like it's quite an unspoken thing, where sometimes the best help you can give is just by shutting your mouth and opening your ears. I know that sounds very mean, but it does. It helps, Sometimes the best thing to do is to listen and not talk. But that's my sort of use of it. By the way, completely random thought. I'm gonna swing to this building here. This set right here, or this building right here, the Marvel Comics HQ, that would be the best Marvel modular Lego could ever make. Because I know they've made 4, and sadly we lose the Daily Bugle this year. But the Avengers Tower stands as the best modular. I've got the Sanctum, I love the Sanctum. And then you've got the X-Mansion, which looks amazing, don't get me wrong. But this would be, and obviously you got the Baxter building over there, which would be an incredible modular. But this building here, the Marvel Comics HQ, I would say maybe change the film posters out for just like general comic designs. You've got a logo there. You've got a logo there. The Marvel made the buildable logo, so that kind of negates that problem. For real, this game has so much potential. It does. It does. This is one of my favourite games. You've got a logo back here as well. This game, and the statues. These to make like little cool minifigs, like gold anniversary. Do it for 2027. Do it for Secret Wars. Make like a Marvel Comics HQ modular building, or if you want to MCUify it, make a Marvel Studios HQ. But yeah, this game, I completely agree, it has so much potential. I mean, this game, in my opinion, has the best roster in any Marvel game. Any. And that includes the other two LEGO Marvel games that followed this one, LEGO Avengers and LEGO Marvel 2. You know, if I just go, I'm playing as Stanley and Howard the Duck here, but you could literally, and this one, I do agree, it's kind of a wasted slot, but also if you look at how many times the Statue of Liberty has come up in a Marvel project, I feel like it does deserve to be its own character at this point. But look at this roster, man. You've got everything. You've got the Avengers. You've got Spider-Man. You've got the Fantastic Four. You've got the X-Men. You've got the Guardians of the Galaxy. You've got, you know, you've got the villains. You've got the Marvel Knights. You've got, you know, the Defenders. You've got Deadpool. Like, what more can you ask for? Oh, we want Eternals. Oh, we want Inhumans. Do you? Okay, fair enough. But yeah, this game, in my opinion, has the best cast, best roster, best story of any LEGO game, and really for any Marvel game, for that matter. It's so much better than the second game, I can't lie. The second game was not that great compared to this one. It was in 2017, so it was all like, they just kind of boycotted the Fox characters. It was all really, that game really only had, for the most part, it only had whatever LEGO was making with sets, which I thought was really stupid, because I know Lego Marvel has a split budget, so the reason why they kind of skimp out a lot on their sets is because LEGO Marvel and LEGO DC both come under the same theme. I totally agree. It's the only game I've seen that has most Marvel characters. I completely agree. I feel like the only other games in terms of like nostalgia, and also like iconicity, that would actually like rival this game are the Ultimate Alliance games and Marvel Heroes Omega. I feel like they're the only games that have like any kind of comparison to LEGO Marvel. Obviously those games are a lot more like less kid friendly, but at the same time they're just as like iconic in my eyes. I just prefer this one the most because I was a kid when this game came out and I have so many memories of it, and in a way this game was actually an introduction to a lot of Marvel characters for me. You know, any character in this game that I had not seen appear in a film or TV show was my first introduction. So characters like Blade, Bullseye, Daredevil, the Guardians, yeah, because they got their film after this game came out. But all these different characters, Superior Spider-Man I know was a big one at the time. This game just has it all, and I honestly wouldn't ever be surprised if this game is either like remastered or just completely remade. In fact, I would say the best thing to do is, rather than remake the game, just do a game based on the next two, or do a game based on all the Avengers films after Age of Ultron, or even just go ahead and redo Avengers and Age of Ultron with the new minifig designs that LEGO Marvel made, or just upgrade them a little bit. Some of them are shit, but like include other characters that the films are about to introduce. Because the good thing about like the next two, I mean, I'm very excited for the next two Avengers movies, but for gaming, I feel like making a Lego game based off of those two games is a great idea because of the amount of characters that are going to be in that film, or in those films. Sorry, you've basically got the Lego Marvel roster. And that's why I'm excited for it, really, because Doomsday and Secret Wars have the potential to be like this game, but as a movie. And I can't wait for that. The idea of that makes me so happy, and it honestly makes me like quite emotional thinking about it because of the memories I have with this game. And particularly my brother, who, my brother is basically my best mate. So to sort of experience that, 10 years on, 10, 12 years on, as an adult, it's just going to be remarkable. Like, it's going to be absolutely amazing, which is why I cannot wait for Doomsday and Secret Wars. That's if they stop delaying them. But yeah, this game, in my opinion, is the definitive Marvel game. Like, you've got, don't get me wrong, then again, games like Spider-Man, the Insomniac Spider-Man games, you can't compare them because they're very different kinds of games. This one is more, it's free roam, it's co-op, it's it's got a beautiful open world. Don't get me wrong, this has got one of my favorite open worlds to date in a Lego game. But it's not that story heavy. It's got an amazing story, don't get me wrong, but it's a game that's rich with characters, and you couldn't have a game like Spider-Man where there's so many different characters that all play as uniquely as Spider-Man does. Everyone's got their own thing, but they're all basically the same they're all kind of variations of each other. Like this, like Hulk Stan, Excelsior Hulk is just a recolored, remodeled Hulk Big Fig, and the only thing that's different about that is the hairprint or the hairpiece. Because back in these days, Big Figs didn't even have removable heads and hair, so this was actually kind of ahead of its time actually, which I thought was pretty cool. So I do think a new game would be ideal, but I just feel like this game is the direction you've got to go in. Have characters like Doctor Doom and Galactus and Magneto and Loki and all the iconic villains. Ultron, that's one thing I liked about the second game, is you had quite an iconic villain with Ultron. The second game, or Marvel 2, aged quite badly because of obviously Kang. But yeah, I honestly can't wait to see how they do this in the next, because I do predict we will get another Marvel game. I know Disney is being like quite. It's a Disney and Warner Brothers discussion really, because obviously Marvel Games is like the new subdivision of Marvel Gaming. This game is what got me into Marvel in the first place. Yeah, I hear you, mate. I completely hear you. This game's got it all. The characters, the world, the vehicles, the story, the heart, everything that makes Marvel as good as it is. This game, it sort of established it in like a modern world, and it was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. I genuinely would not be as big of a Marvel fan as I am now without having played this game. In fact, I probably wouldn't even watch the Infinity Saga. There's just something about this game, it's just so ahead of its time, that I honestly think that this game kind of gave... This game walked so things like the Infinity Saga and, the Multiverse Saga could run. It's just too good of a game. It's why I still keep playing it. After, 12 years, I still play this game. because it's just great. Like, it's so cool. Where is Ghost Rider's motorcycle? That's not it. That's a spider cycle. There it is. Ghost Rider's disgustingly cool looking motorcycle. Yeah. I remember when I was little, I was playing this game. My dad compared it to GTA, and I thought it was quite funny. But he's not really that wrong, because you can literally drive around, fly around like you can in GTA. It's just amazing. I'm so tired, honestly. Also, another reason why I enjoy doing this game, like playing this game on stream more, is because whenever I stream Rivals, I often have to like these little periods when I'm just not saying anything because I'm focused on the game. It's like I want to talk to people, I want to interact with viewers. It's why I like games that I've already completed. You know, like I wouldn't do. I mean, I haven't done a Let's Play, or at least I haven't attempted to do a Let's Play in about 5 years. I haven't actually attempted one since the first lockdown, which, obviously that's over 5.5 years ago now. So, the fact that I haven't, is like, it just kind of shows how little interest I have in doing anything like that. I don't know, I like to play a game on my own pace, and I just talk to others at, a different pace. I don't combine them. I don't like combining them. It's like, for me, it's either one or the other. I'm either gaming because I want to game on my own and enjoy a story, or I'm gaming because I want to talk to people as well. It's quite a one and like, for me, it's one or the other. It's not something I can socially like comprehend the idea of like mixing them. I'm so like jittery and stuttery because I'm just not with it. But yeah, it's all sweet. It is all sweet. This is just so friggin' fun. One character, Ghost Rider for me is one character that desperately needs to come back in the film. I'd honestly prefer a Ghost Rider film to a Blade one, and I know a Blade one was announced like 6 years ago, but the film's gone through hell. Come on, let's be realistic here. The film's gone through absolute hell. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out to be like the Black Adam of the MCU. Like it takes years and years and years to be made, and when it is made, it's just not that good. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, and I hope they don't just bring back a character like they did with Superman out of nowhere just to never use him again. But that was BS in my opinion. That was just so dirty. But I don't know. I feel like what they're doing with Blade, they need to write it into something that's going to make sense. Because I know after Secret Wars, it's heavily rumoured that they're going to focus more on pushing the X-Men, which I'm fine with, but I would rather they push on X-Men and they push on the like monster side of things. Because the Infinity Saga, oh no, my bike, oh crap. Because with the Infinity Saga, they did such a good job of grounding things on Earth, but also handling it in space and the cosmos, where like they did with the Guardians of the Galaxy films. I hope that the next saga kind of does that with mutants and monsters. In fact, I would probably call the saga that, but then it sounds too similar to James Gunn's current thing with Gods and Monsters with DC. So
Watch it, buddy.
I don't know. I love characters like Ghost Rider. Blade, I think, is really cool. Moon Knight, I feel like that'll be a better place for him to come back, because I know that show was quite well received. And to be fair, Moon Knight is one of those characters where, because he has such a complex condition, like mental health condition, that kind of opens an avenue for so much storytelling, and I just feel like it'd be really powerful and quite, as long as they do it right and respectfully, because obviously it is a real thing that people go through, particularly with DID. So I hope that it's done respectfully and done right, but it's just such a cool character. He's just such a cool character to play with, and to particularly watch. Like, I say that I have to be nice with Moon Knight because he is one of my mains in Marvel Rivals. Yeah, I just think he's awesome. He's an awesome character. You've also got characters like Cloak and Dagger you could probably do. I know they made a TV show on them. I got through the first episode and I was like, oh, this is enough for me. I wasn't a fan, if being honest, of the first episode of Cloak and Dagger. I wanted to watch it because obviously it's a show I've never seen before. They're characters that I vaguely know through their involvements in like TV shows, games and stuff, and I was just quite let down. I didn't like it. I didn't like certain themes that they touched in the game or not in the TV show. I was just like, it felt a little bit much at times. So with that being said, I'm kind of glad that they I didn't carry on watching because it just wasn't for me, and that's okay because not everything has to be tailored specifically to you. And it was one of them. It was like, okay, I didn't like it, but that don't mean that other people will, you know, or other people won't like it. I didn't. I kind of get that feeling with quite a few shows at the moment, and it's like, it's fine. It's genuinely fine. Like, you don't have to like everything they put out. And at the time as well, it wasn't even considered MCU canon, because it was not produced by Marvel Studios. It was produced by ABC, I think. It was kind of a Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. situation. Yeah. This is one of my favourite renditions of Fantastic Heart. It looks so cool. Although my favourite, it's got to be either between the 2025, or the one from First Steps, or no, there's three. The First Steps one I quite like, but then I also quite like the 2007 one with Rise of the Silver Surfer, and I quite like the one from Rivals. It feels like a modernised take of on the bathtub, and I don't know, I just quite like it. I just really like it. It looks cool. But yeah, what time are we on now? We've gone over an hour. I think we're gonna call it. I think we're gonna call it. I'm just not. Yeah, I've had a good stream to be fair, but I think I'm gonna call it, just so I can get my head down a bit earlier. I might nip to the shop before they close and get myself some ibuprofen. Probably should do that actually, but yeah, we're gonna call it there. Thank you so much for watching, whether you've tuned in live or you've watched the VOD. I've had a fun time. I'm sorry I've not been my normal self with this sickness, but we come back stronger and we will prevail. All right. Thank you, everyone. Peace out and bye-bye. Alright then, good seeing you. It's good seeing you. Sorry, I'll see the rest of that message now before I go. Good seeing you. Thank you. Thank you, so good seeing you too, mate. Alright, God bless everyone. Take care.